Today we are going to show how unit testing helps identify potential defects and improves program quality and reliability. There are two types of unit test techniques. Black box testing is based on the operation of the functionality and not the internal structure. It confirms that the functionality operates as expected in respect to its input and output, according to a detailed design specification. White box testing examines the structure of the function and confirms it is structured as implemented. Specification-based testing examines the behavior of the function and confirms the relationships between input and output. Input values should be chosen that fulfill every possible combination of operation conditions and give every possible range of output values. Structure-based testing should test every possible path through the function. If certain portions of the function cannot be executed during testing, then either the test data is insufficient, in which case more test cases should be added, or there is dead code which cannot be reached under any condition. Unit testing involves both specification-based and structure-based testing, and should also include any test cases that have led to faults in the past, based on the programmer's experience. Testing can be automated using specific tools, and results formatted as required. Coverage can be measured in terms of statement coverage, where the requirement is that every line of executable code is executed, and branch coverage, where every path through the code should be executed. Branch coverage is less extensive than statement coverage because it does not test all possible combinations of complex conditions. Condition coverage, on the other hand, does test all possible combinations of complex conditions. For this reason, the number of test cases is higher, and thus this type of testing is less efficient. Modified condition decision coverage tests all combinations that affect the outcome of the decision, where a change in the inputs leads to a change in the path taken through the code. Now let's take a look at some of the benefits of unit testing. Because unit testing is carried out at the lowest level of software, each function, it is easier to pinpoint where a problem lies if a fault is found in testing than it would be if the testing were at a more complex level. This usually means that the correction of the failure or error in the program is also easier and less troublesome than if the fault were found at a later stage. It is also easier to test the system under abnormal conditions, because the test conditions are very close to the actual conditions that change the behavior of the system. Unit testing also allows functions to be reused in other projects, as they have been tested as a standalone unit and their operation is known to match the specification, so they can be reused with confidence. Unit testing also allows test results to be quantified as a measure of the overall quality of the system and the thoroughness of the testing. Another benefit of unit testing is that the process of designing the tests leads to a better understanding of how the software operates, and this can help the designers to avoid coding patterns that are vulnerable to faults. The automation of unit testing allows for a reduction in testing workload and allows testing to be performed repeatedly if modifications are made. This testing can of course be concentrated on the functions that have been modified, thereby reducing the workload even further. Compared to GAIO Technology's tools for unit testing, on-device testing is complicated and labor-intensive and opens up the possibility for the introduction of human errors, which can affect test quality. Other test tools may require modifications to the source code to enable the tests, which also leads to the possibility of errors being introduced. The quality of the simulator used also may lead to problems with correctly reproducing the operation of the processor. More information on the full range of test tools from GAIO Technology can be found on our website. Thank you for your time and attention.